And we are live. Waiting a few seconds. Hey, how you doing, guys? 11Charlie RC here. Another Monday of Operation 11Charlie here with our brothers. Today we have a special guest, Chuck Freiberg from Bada Butters USA. So we're gonna go through that with him in a minute. Give me a second, guys. I cannot see my chat.
Say mine's just coming up just now, Javier.
There you go. Thank you, brother.
First like.
Thank you. So let's wait until we get some more people in. So we're gonna start. Hey, so Roger, we're gonna start with Roger. You guys know Roger here. How was your weekend, Roger?
Oh, I had an amazing weekend. Did a lot of relaxing and
Awesome,
just enjoying, man, what I can for the situation we're in. Thank you very much for asking. Hello, everyone.
Awesome.
Kurtz RC, Kevin Gibbs, GGRC Dennis, Honey Lulu. Looks like we're gonna get a few people in tonight.
Welcome, guys. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate the support.
Hey, everybody.
Scott Sila, brother, it's been a while. Thank God, man. We're very happy to see you. We were praying for you. I know you went through a lot of some tough times the last couple of weeks, brother.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I can get outside now. So we have running water. I mean, our septic tanks aren't full, and I just got a lot of cleanup to do after the hurricane. So
awesome. So do you return the rental canoe that you had?
I couldn't get out to get
it. Ryan King joined us.
Hey, Ryan, how you doing, brother? I know, Scott Sila, so he's in Texas, in South Texas, so they had a hurricane going through that. So they had a lot of water going in. So we're happy.
The ducks are like the top of my jumps on the racetrack. That was the only thing that you could see was the top of the jumps. So the ducks were hanging out and the birds were hanging out, but that's all you could see other than trees in my backyard.
Wow.
Water.
And I know
RC Adventures and Black Wolf RC. Sorry, Javier.
Oh, you're good, brother. Welcome, guys. And I know in your house too, you have some waters coming inside the house, right?
That was the day after the hurricane. The water was coming from I don't know where, but it raised like another 6 to 8 inches the following day, and it started coming in through the doors, and then it started coming up through the drain for the air conditioned water heater. Wow. So then it started getting into the bedrooms. Like, man, please stop.
Robert
fire a couple of weeks ago, a couple of weeks before that. So it's been a crazy month for me.
Wow, bro. So sorry to hear that, man. But we happy that you're here and everything's kind of normalized in your end, man.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys. I see Robert. I see Kevin, Kurt. How you doing, guy? Honey Lulu. Thank you, guys. Sean, how you doing, brother? BSRC, how was your weekend, brother?
Pretty good. I did a lot of nothing. I know. I'm going to be the most uninteresting person this whole evening. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Well, he got that new car, that new Jeep 4x4, not Jeep, pickup truck 4x4.
I did, yeah. Well,
so you've been playing with it now, huh?
Yep, I've been out in the mountains and stuff. It's been good.
Yeah, he got that nice location there in Colorado. Yeah.
Oh, we had Pat's channel join us, Greed Frog RC.
Welcome, hey Kagan, Pat, how you doing, brother? Thank you for stopping by, man. Sticky's RC, brother. How was your weekend, man?
It was excellent. We went up north, up in the mountains up above Santa Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
Got some good crawling in up there. So yeah, beautiful weekend. It was, Southern California weather does not suck here. So
awesome, brother.
We had a good time.
Don't tell that to Daniel. Well, Daniel went drifting over the weekend.
Yep.
How was your weekend, brother?
That was good. Got a lot of projects done I've been working on, and got some parts in I've been waiting on. Okay. And pretty much working on RC and drifting this weekend.
Awesome, brother. So now that we have more people already in here too, we're gonna start with our special guest. Let me see what we got in there. I see Pat, Kagan, Kurt,
Wayne Kibler.
Wayne Kibler. How you doing, brother?
When
Thank you guys for stopping in here in Operation 11 Charlie. If we have any new viewers, you guys know what we do here in Operation 11 Charlie. We bring awareness to veteran suicide. We bring we trying to bring them into the hobby to help them cope with any of their situations. So we have a few stuff before we go with our special guest. You guys know we have a raffle going on to gather more money to future builds. We got the Johnny Rain raffle. We almost done with that, right? We got about 20 tickets, so we could close this, right? $10 a ticket, guys.
I was just looking just now, and that would be about correct. About 20 tickets left on this.
20 tickets left, spots left that we can and we can close this raffle. And you guys know already, we have Johnny Rains already sent the other body. So this is one of the bodies. We got a Power Wagon body made by Johnny Rains. So whoever's the winner is going to be able to choose between this one and that baby Bronco. So so we're going to raffle two. So they're going to have two chances, right? $10 a ticket. The winner is going to also, the first winner is going to get JJ custom hats, some custom stickers, also 3D print parts from Daniel RC Voodoo, some custom plates from 307 Scoot, you know, of their choosing. So we got 20 more spots, guy. And you guys know already, thanks to all the sponsors, JJ Custom, Dixieland, D&D Sports, Johnny Rain, Reeves RC, IERC. So we already starting the next giveaway. We are working on that. And thanks to Sticky's RC Rich, we have a ready to run Enduro, what is it, the Trail Walker, and it's already en route. So we should get that this week. Thank you, brother.
welcome,
See
welcome.
you next Tuesday at Axle Twister RC.
Hey, Nathan, how you doing, brother? I see Angry Dave, Bill and Jay. Thank you, guys. Always for our supports, man. Our brothers from the UK, man. We appreciate you guys very much. So now let's start with, we got Chuck Freiberg, right? Welcome, Chuck. We appreciate you very much. Take your time and be here with us in Operation 11 Charlie, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Anything that I can do to help another veteran organization, I'm going to step up and, you know, get that awareness out to what you guys are doing on my page. We're coming in on 50,000 strong on Facebook, and our main focus is to successfully help veterans transition back to full employment. So we believe that if somebody's got a purpose to fill every single day, that they have a more meaningful life. We believe that employment's one of those key issues that helps veterans stay emotionally healthy. One of my most favorite things that I get is these random calls or emails or text messages before these guys' moms even get the phone calls that they were successful in their job hunt. So that's pretty overwhelming. Get some goosebumps. And, you know, when you hear or you see those pictures up on social media that they got to bring their kid to go get ice cream for the first time on Friday after that first paycheck, that's a pretty overwhelming feeling, and all that, you know, I had a little bit of something to do with that.
Amen.
So
Amen.
that's what we do.
And truly, it's an amazing job what you guys do. We appreciate that. Like I said here, anything that helps out a fellow veteran, and we are in for it, man. And we appreciate you very much.
I did throw up a link to Battle Buddies in the chat there. And we had Mets and Barbecue join us.
Hey guys, welcome in, guys. Welcome in.
Love you, hey, man.
So
yeah.
if you don't mind, I'm gonna bomb in there our direct link, and anybody that's following here on YouTube tonight, it is a closed group, but if you request that you are on here, we'll make sure to let you through. We just got to do a little vetting and make sure you're not a bad guy. If you know
Cool.
what I mean. I don't want to
There
get
you
into
go.
what a bad guy is, but you can use your imagination on that one.
Cool. Definitely. We appreciate that, Chuck,
Thank you.
very much, man.
I think it's, did it show up? I can't see it. Yeah,
There-
there it is.
it's only- I
Okay.
don't think it's going to show up.
That's all right. We'll allow it. I mean, if it AZ's Froggies RC.
So Chuck, oh, he's trying to
Oh, no.
share on the chat.
Oh, is he? Oh,
Yeah, I
wait,
threw it in
I
the
see.
chat on
Okay.
YouTube over there.
I can do this.
Yeah,
Okay.
hold on. I'm gonna make you a moderator so you could share stuff here.
There we go. BS got it in there.
There you go.
All right, man. We're good to go.
Thank
Yeah,
you, bro.
guys. So come on in, see what we're doing. We're gonna put this YouTube live in there later, so you can rewatch Javier's pretty face if you want a second time tonight. But you know, I can say this, that you know, it doesn't matter what these hobbies are. If RC is your thing,
Yes.
that is a great thing for you to put energy into. And from what I understand, these guys have got an amazing community. And the only way that these communities thrive is to have a strong bond together and
Yes.
bring additional like-minded people. So, you know,
Yes.
come on over to Battle Buddies. Make sure you invite your guys' buddies to Operation Charlie here, so these
Yes.
guys can keep on getting vets into this program. What you guys' giveaways, that's pretty great stuff that you guys are doing.
Thank you, Chuck, very much, man. Yes, the more it's like like in the military, the more united we are, the stronger we are. So we are trying to bring that to the civilian life too. So it's a lot of our brothers that need the help, they're struggling. So a lot of homelessness, a lot of veterans in transition that they don't know where to go or what to do, and that's what we're trying to do here also, trying to send them to the right direction, or at least guide them into some kind of information where they can go and do stuff,
You just have to take that first step. That's it. Doesn't matter what it is.
Amen.
Yep.
Big Mac, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, Ridgeline, Big Mac, and Beanfield.
Thank you, guys. We got 20 people in the chat watching. We appreciate their support very much. All you guys, I know it's a bunch of veterans there on the chat, brother. Thank you for your service.
Hey, Alan, thank you.
Who Battle? I appreciate
Right.
you. 11 Bravo. Who? Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, Battle. So Chuck, thank you for your service, brother. That's the first thing that we should have said in the beginning. Thank you for your service. So you were in the Army, right?
Yeah, from 1990, 97, joined when I was 17. One of those typical stories.
Yep.
Middle of America, nothing to do but listen to that recruiter one day. Seemed pretty good to hear that free education and 3 hours in the cot, right?
Mhm.
Grew up on the free cheese program, so seems like a good alternative to that, right? Mhm.
Yes, brother. Definitely. So so you said you can gave an intro of Battle Buddies USA. What else can you tell us, that you guys do for our fellow brothers? You could add more to it.
Yeah, so we have a system, an approach of how we help vets get back on their feet.
Mhm.
So the first thing that we do is we sit down with everybody, and this is when we have our one-on-one sessions here in Minneapolis, or even over the phone, over the internet. Zoom has been fantastic for helping us do what we do.
Yes.
And we help them kind of do, I call it the branding sessions. So every vet that we get, it's we get a lot of Swiss Army knives that come on in, right? I mean,
Mhm.
if you were an 11 Bravo or Charlie or 13 Bravo, 12 Bravo, that's Army stuff, or an infantry guy, an artillery guy, a combat engineer, chances are that the first year or two you refine that, you became a pretty good engineer or an infantry guy. And then there's the rest of how to be a great soldier, which is all of those soft skills and how to manage people, motivate them, get them to do things that they don't necessarily want to do. As you guys know, in the Army, you get, the free cheese kids like I was. And a lot of times it comes from a broken home with a tough background. And, your average guy's not saying no to Harvard or Yale or whatever. They're saying no to street life and yes to the military. So, you don't get that four-year college degree kid showing up that's highly motivated, and they listen. So you have to refine a lot of those skills, and after an enlistment or two, the guys that transition out, they don't understand, or they don't have a direction, or they don't know. When you're 17 and you enlist like I did, you don't know what the rest of the world's like. And the stuff you do know is, my dad worked for the county as a guy who, plowed the roads when it snowed and stuff like that, right? You don't understand that there's all of these other options out there. So I get well, I can do anything. I was in the Army, and it's like, dude, that doesn't work. Let's figure out a couple of things that you may not have thought about that will make you happy, because the paychecks are going to come, the paychecks are going to get spent. You're going to go buy a new car. You're going to buy a couple RC cars, according to what you guys are doing here, maybe a dozen or something. I mean, I have a feeling it's kind of like fishing poles, right? You might think you only need one, but all of a sudden you got 50 of them, out in the garage. So we go through a branding phase with everybody, with little self-discovery to find out who and what you want to be when you grow up. And then we sit down and we kind of go through a process where we start helping them develop a resume. We help them refine that resume about 5,000 times sometimes only 50 times. And then the next step is we help them understand that you don't apply online. The best thing you can do is talk to your buddies and see who they know who can help you get in the door somewhere. Because with technology, it's not necessarily your friend when you're a vet, because you start putting these crazy things that you did in the Army, and it's like, I had one of my recruiter buddies tell me she was doing a presentation at a big company here in Minneapolis, and she had someone ask, "What's a battle lion commander?" And it's like, battle lion. I mean, I understand, Roger, the Navy guy, might not know what a battle lion is or a battalion, but Army people know what a battalion commander is. You guys probably call it some sort of weird chief or something in the Navy, right? So, there's this whole transition of compartmentalize your service and then make it into something that a 23-year-old girl that just got her HR degree from a 4-year college in town is going to be able to understand and say, oh, that sounds pretty impressive. I understand that this guy knows how to get not necessarily a bomb or a package of hand grenades, but some Snickers bars and coffee to a Starbucks, right? And they can do logistics. So we help them translate what the military does into the non-military world. I mean, if I see a resume from a vet, even if it's like Roger, we were chatting before, the Navy's completely foreign to me. I don't understand anything that the Navy does. But, Javier, if you throw me, I was a 12Charlie and a 91 Bravo, they changed what heavy wheel mechanic is now, or heavy, but yeah, I know exactly what you did, right? So we just try to remove those barriers, and then we teach these guys how to negotiate a salary, how to do follow-up, and it's something that when the economy, before this pandemic hit, we were looking about 45 to 60 days when these guys, if they lost their jobs, they were actually making about 20-30% more than when they came to us.
Wow, man. Amen, bro.
So how long ago did you form Battle Buddies, and what was your influence to try to help so many people?
So I have been doing, so the workforce centers here in Minneapolis are pretty good as far as having dedicated resources to veteran groups. And so I would go in there as, the Army, as far as I'm concerned, is a big influence on my life. If it wasn't for the Army, I don't know where I'd be today. I'm guessing, in the little town I grew up in, swinging a hammer or working road construction or something like that. So this is my give back to the guys that shaped me, the Vietnam era guys for me, because, You know, those were the guys that were just getting out.
Yes.
You know, so this is my way to give back to them and the, you know, the young kids that are getting out now that have been deployed for the last 20 years now, you know, and they get out and they don't know what's up and what's down. It's a confusing place.
Yes.
You know, I don't know if you guys ever watch Javier, you're a boxing fan. You said, have you seen the Hurricane with Denzel Washington?
Yes. Yes.
You
Yes.
know, when he walks out of jail and it's the 90s and you hear Flavor Flav singing or whatever
Yes.
it is, and he's like, what the hell's going on, right?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, that's the reality for these vets that have been kind of on lockdown for 20. And, you know, you take an 18-year-old kid who's now 38 or 42, and that civilian brain is still 18 years old,
Yes.
right? Even though the body is, it's kind of like prison life, right? Let's
Yes.
face it. I mean, especially if you're on a ship for 24 years,
Well,
right, Roger? So, you know, we just try to declutter that stuff. So I had some ideas that we had great success here in Minneapolis doing this in a small group locally. We were having about 60, 70 guys show up in person. And I mean, it almost turned into like a factory as far as the success goes. We just had everything broken down. You know, you go to this pizza shop, it's where we were doing it. Go to this one when you need this part of the thing, and you go to this one when you need this part of the thing. And these guys are just getting jobs like crazy. So it's like, well, we can scale this up online with technology. Let's do it. And, you know, so I started it in May of 19. 4th of July was a big milestone. We hit 10,000 guys. It was interesting in January. I thought my original enlistment date was was January of 1990. I was like, it'd be really cool to hit 30,000 people on my 30th anniversary, and sure as hell, we hit it right on the numbers. And you know, it's just like it's just incredible because as the group grows, the support grows, the energy grows, the positive energy grows. You know, we've got about 45 people working in the background on this, all volunteer, 24/7. And, you know, we see distress, we respond. We see guys asking just a simple question, we reach out. We, you know, if there's any vets that need something, we've got so many people that just throw out their phone numbers, or they'll hit people up on a direct message. And I mean, it's really overwhelming. It's extremely unique. We don't allow any of the nonsense on a lot of the other typical vet places. You know, we don't allow memes. We don't allow news articles. It's
Amen.
just if you're, you know what, come here to be positive, come here to add value, you know, and what you give, you're probably going to see a 10x return.
Me and Javier did take a look over it, and it was very positive, and that was one of the things that we were very happy to see. It's nice. And I just I'm sorry, just to interrupt there. Big Tuna, Steve OD, South Florida RC Crawlers, thank you guys for joining in. And I'm just gonna say it, Chuck, thanks, man. I can't believe you're giving back that way. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that is. Thank you so much.
And you know, the thing is too is that the guys that are on the page, it's become a self-policing environment as well. You know, because you get one guy that's, you know, he's whatever's going on in the background's going on for a rough day, and some guys just want to come and pick a fight.
Yes.
And you know, people jump in and they're like, hey, what's going on? You know, why are you being like this?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll contact that guy and de-escalate it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, so and there's a lot of eyeballs on the page as well. I mean, I was talking to a VP of a large bank here in town today,
Yes.
and the guy was telling me how he's a big fan of what we're doing. He's a vet himself, and it's just like, it's really overwhelming, to say the least.
It is, brother. And like the guy says, I appreciate that, Chuck. The more people that can do what you guys are doing, what we're doing here, and stay positive. That is the main focus that I always bring to our guys. We got to bring being positive to our fellow veterans. Respect, show respect, keyword respect, because we don't need all the other extra nonsense here. You know, we trying to bring them here so they could forget about all the other stuff here. And it just, I cannot thank you enough, brother Chuck, for the stuff you guys do, man. That a gap that I would say between the military and the civilian life is a long stretch. It's way big. Not just main guys, but the guys that come out medically. They're lost. We are lost. We don't know what to do. We don't know what's the help out there for us. We think that everything is done for us. Yeah, that we're done. We're not gonna be able to function anymore like we used to, right? And there's a lot of organizations out there that can help us out and guide them and say, listen, brother, we got your six, man. We're here for you. This is what we're gonna do. This is what you can do. When I got out of the military, you guys seen heard this story before. I was out. I was medicated. I had over 25, 26 pills. So I was out. I was out. And I was about a month homeless, right on my truck. I was living in my truck. All my clothes was there. The only thing it was the driver's side, and I was driving like this because I was out. I didn't know where I was at. Thank God to my family, my wife. She started, what's going on with my husband? Where's my husband? What happened to him? She started looking for information. She started going with me to the doctor's appointment. And she say, okay, this is what I need to do to help out my husband. And that's what also the civilian, community sometimes has to do. How can we help our veterans to, help them feel that, okay, we got you, man. You're not here by yourself, right? So I always appreciate all this organization that help our veterans.
Yeah.
So one thing that I saw as a comment the other day that really hit home with me is, I've been out for 23 years, and it's the transition, right?
Yes.
So you have this mindset of going from active duty to non-active duty. Sometimes guys get in the guard or whatever afterwards, but
yes.
It's not an ETS, it's a PCS.
Yes.
So, it's a permanent change of station for people that don't know, non-military people in here. And so when you can kind of compartmentalize that in your mind that, I'm going to a new duty station, except I'm not going to be wearing a uniform every day. I don't have to wake up for PT. I can have a Scottzilla haircut if I want, and all that, or grow your beard out like Javier here, which is pretty sweet, right? But too many times what happens is we lose our identity. I'm not Sergeant Freiberg anymore. I'm just that guy that seems like he's got a little bit of a chip on his shoulder.
I wanted to touch on that too, because Jamin, thank you for the $2. Aiden's RC channel, and I wanted to shout out Swampers for showing up. But yeah, I mean, now I never did serve, but both my parents served. Now, my dad came back from Vietnam, and he was a real happy guy. And I grew up like it was boot camp. And my biggest pet peeve in the real world has to be that, when you go into a regular job like that, you are just a regular guy. I mean, all those years of experience that you had kicking down doors and everything else doesn't mean snot when you got a supervisor above you. So I can't imagine. I can't imagine, but I imagine it's got to be extremely tough, because it's tough for me just being raised like that, let alone having to go through it.
So I can tell you, I have seen this a lot of times. I'll get two kind of groups. It's that senior NCO, that's the non-commissioned officer side, or the senior officer guys that they're, I get a lot of colonels, full birds coming through. And when you've got Mr. E6 talking to O6, and it gets kind of, the first couple times it's kind of weird, right? Because this guy could court-martial your ass back in the day and send you home, right? But when, so I've gone forward with education and worked these large corporate jobs and stuff like that. And when you're in the place where that colonel wants to get to, right? He wants to be that consulting manager like you are or whatever, all of a sudden, you know, kind of the roles are reversed, and it's, you know, I'm 48. These guys are about the same age as me too. So, you know, they're truly a peer. So, you know, you got to break that mindset of, you know, 25-year-old, you know, NCO to the full bird. It's an interesting transition, PCS, I should say. And so you've got that guy, and then you've got the ones that are like the 5-year transition guys. You know, they're an Army captain, so an 03, a lieutenant for the Navy, and they were running an organization of 130, 150 guys, something like that. And the military is doing a great job with this fellowship stuff now, letting these guys go into the workplace for 90 days. Sometimes they'll extend it. I was talking to a lady on the phone a couple of weeks ago. She said they're talking about making this 18 months. Wow. So the military will pay you your salary, and you can go work for like PepsiCo or one of these large corporations. So what's been interesting with the guys that have come out of the fellowship, and these are typically the 03s, is they'll be like, yeah, I thought I was ready to, you know, run a really big business unit with 100, 150 people. And, you know, I learned I'm 26 pretty fast. So, you know, that transition for those guys is really needed. I mean, Roger, you mentioned that, you know, 24 years yourself, you know, all of a sudden, boom, you know, you go from 19 to, you know, your mid 40s, early 40s into the civilian world. And, you know, you're kind of like Denzel walking out of the, you know, the hurricane, right? At the end of that movie. And it's like, what the hell just hit me?
Yes.
This isn't right. So, you know, when the more we can help our airmen and, you know, soldiers and Marines and Navy guys, I mean, on the front end like that, the better that adaption's going to be. And, you know, angry Vietnam vet dad guy stuff should drop, you know. I mean, one of my buddies, he runs a real big organization for, you know, it's Objective Zero. So it's a really cool app. We should put it in the chat for these guys. But, you know, he talked about before he went to one of these clinics about how he would sit there and scream at his 8-year-old daughter, basically telling her she's a POS, you know. It's like, dude, seriously?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, right. And, you know, here's that infantry mindset, you know. So these types of things are really needed, because here we got on the call an RC guy who lived through this shit show, to say, you know, to keep it as polite as possible. And, you know, that affects the entire community that surrounds you. You know, your neighbors feel this stress, your family feels this stress. You know, they're concerned for you. You're distracting them from their jobs, and while they're driving down the road, and, you know, they're wondering, oh, I wonder how that, you know, Javier's doing, or Scott, or whatever. I mean, you know, so the better we can transition our guys going from an issued GI piece out on the battlefield into the world, the better we are from a societal perspective, because vets have so much value to add to anything. I don't care what it is. Corporate America, your civic stuff that you're involved.
I'm sorry. So Tony, Kevin Gibbs, Aiden's RC channel, Ridgeline, thanks for all the donations tonight, guys. That's really much appreciated.
You guys are crushing.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Chuck. I apologize.
Oh, it's all good, man. Hey,
I just got to shout these guys out. JM's RC and Jake Trail Critter showed up.
The more these guys donate to these guys that are doing the right thing with this money that's coming in, the more vets can get involved with these RC cars and have something to focus on, something to look forward to. Because when you stop looking forward to stuff, bad things happen.
Yes. Amen. Well said there. And that's why what we've been trying to bring here since we started doing this. When the guys, especially me, when the guys came into the RC as veterans, that's what we look for. What is the next part I'm gonna get? What is the next RC? It's gonna be an event. When we gonna meet with our fellow veterans?
It's something to look forward to.
Something to look forward to. But like Chuck said, when we don't have nothing to look forward to, especially at night, that's when the demons comes out.
When the boogeyman's knocking.
It's a struggle. It's a struggle. And
RC Workbench, Eric McClure, and JPRC. Thank you. For
welcome, my brothers. Welcome. And that is what we need to have something to hold on to. Is some of us, we're not blessed having a family that help us in in a positive way or take care of us. Some of our brothers, they don't have nobody. That's why they end up homeless and worst, right? And having something there to hold on is the way it makes the difference. That's why I'm very grateful to all of you guys, this hobby, because and my wife knows it's I'm different, in a way, in a positive way. Cool.
Well, I think that the transition from military life to civilian life, you're trained for a particular job. Like in my case, I worked on nuclear weapons, and there really isn't a job for that on the outside world. But if I would have had someone like Chuck to talk to and say, look, they taught you all these other things as well. But when you first get out, you're like, what am I going to do? Where do I go from here?
Javier was an infantry guy. Those are really limited in the civilian world, right? I mean, you come out of a Ranger battalion kicking doors. It's if you're thinking, oh, I'm a door kicker, that's it. I mean, it wasn't too long ago I had an 11 Bravo who helped him rewrite his resume, and I put, one of his skills was something to the effect of expert in negotiating in international customer service needs or something like that. So I took, find bad guy, shoot in face, or capture into, friendly,
peaceful,
risk mitigation, type of stuff. So, the civilian perspective out there is, oh, you were in the Navy. Yeah, I do have a bunch of SEAL buddies, so I'm going to pick on them, and they know Chris Kyle, and I know the guy who, taught a whole bunch of SEALs how to be SEALs for about 8 years. So he knows that entire community real well, and he'll make a comment on the Battle Buddy page on this. But, it's like you see this glorious, crazy stuff, right? And it's Hollywood, but the military is really kind of a boring place in reality, right? I mean, when you're in the rear, you're cleaning shit, you're showing up for formation, you're going to PT, you're ducking the first sergeant, you better not walk across Sergeant Major's grass. I mean, there's just certain things that you do differently, right? And there's a lot of stuff though that's required to keep you guys that are from central Minnesota who grew up on the free cheese program from getting in trouble.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, it's leadership, and with leadership goes a lot of responsibility. I mean, I have a fancy degree. I got a master's in international business, and I learned more as an E4 getting ready to go into E5. They used to call it PLDC back when Javier and I were in the Army. Cool. And I learned more in that school about leadership than I did through a whole program where I'm supposed to be a business leader of the future.
Yes.
So that's what the Army teaches us. I don't know about the Air Force, but I would assume it's a different version of that, but very similar. I know that the Navy guys that I know are excellent leaders, especially when they hit that chief rank. You don't mess with the chief because he'll square your ass away, right? I mean, leadership is not something that's in the civilian world. No. And that is that's been the hardest thing for me personally.
Yes.
Is
I would agree.
They call them Blue Falcons these days.
Yes.
Not going to get into what Blue Falcons are, but you just better be watching your back 24/7, because I know any of you guys on this chat right now, I can ask, you got that? Yup. And I keep moving.
Cool.
Right? In the civilian world, I say, you got that? I just keep my eye over there, make sure that they're still doing their shit. Yeah, So So there's things like that that just don't exist in the civilian world, unfortunately. And it's not. I get vets come in. Why doesn't anybody understand me? It's no, you don't understand them.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
See that.
1% of the world.
Cool.
You're the minority. You're the ultimate minority.
Yes.
I mean,
I never
Javier.
looked at it like that.
Yeah, all of us guys on this. I mean, if we were all in the Army, we were all just as terrible as each other, and we were green. I would assume, Roger, when you're in the Navy, you're all blue, right?
Right.
I don't know what color they called you guys, but they called us green. And that's the only thing that exists, is that you're willing to die for the dude to your left and the dude to your right.
Amen.
That's it. And that will never exist in your life again.
Yes. Yes.
And you have to get comfortable with that.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Just know what you're going into.
Yes. Got to adapt. To the
Really quickly, Brandon Timlin, RCVHX, Xavier, and I think I missed one.
Yes.
Bobby's
Keep
RC.
the donations coming in, boys, because vets are gonna get a RC. Javier, show them that sweet ride that you got up for
Yeah.
the giveaway right now.
Yeah, this is
Here
the
we got
one that's
Larry
coming
H.
up. This is the one
Curtis
that's
Weeks
coming
is
up.
connected as well.
The next giveaway. Cool. So it's on the work, and we have another one coming, ready to run. Element Enduro Trail Walker.
Thanks to Rich.
Thanks to Rich, man. Thanks to all the sponsors. I appreciate. I saw a bunch of veterans in the chat. JP, was it Curtis is there?
Curtis
Army.
Weeks,
Eric, thank you for your service, guys. I appreciate you guys there. I see a veterans from the Vietnam era in the chat. Appreciate you guys. Those guys, the ones that come before us, they open a lot of doors for us, especially in the VA system. My dad, he was a Vietnam veteran, and I knew beforehand how to deal with a veteran. Back then, sadly, I didn't know how to handle it, right? Me and him were used to like this. We couldn't be in the same room for 5 minutes because hell's gonna break loose. But I didn't understand until I went to the Army. Well, and it's exactly leadership, like you said, Chuck. That's what we're looking for, and organizations like this, like yours, and that's what we're trying to bring here in Operation 11Charlie to let them know that the guys, there's something out there out of the military in the civilian world. They're gonna find leadership. They're gonna find that brotherhood, right? And they're gonna find that brother is gonna get your six forever. Watch your back and whatever, help you and guide you in the right direction, man. That's what we're here for. We have some questions, right? We have some questions for Chuck.
Yes.
Chuck, if you want to say something else, let us know. So we're gonna start asking.
Fire away, man.
There you go. So
Fire
I know
mission.
you mentioned something earlier that when you were saying it came to my mind the day that I was speaking to Roger when he got out of the military, and an experience that he had, trying to find a job, stuff like that. So you go ahead, Roger, and start with your questions, brother.
All right. Thank you, Javier, for everything you do. Our sponsors, thank you, Chuck, for what you do as well.
Cool.
Basically, I had the conversation with Javier, and we were saying basically my 24 years, went well. I was communications, IT. After I retired, I was in Hampton Roads. That's where all the services are. So before I even retired, I had job offers utilizing my experience and my clearance. I hadn't quite finished my degree, my undergrad degree at that point, but it really didn't matter because I had my TS with SCI, with polygraph, all of that. So that wasn't an issue. So I got a job with doing intel with the Air Force for nearly 3 years. And then I moved to Florida out of my, I guess this is sort of central, almost southern, but anyway, it was out of my my backyard. My contacts, my everything. So when I used that same resume that got me that job for $70,000 right out the bat, I was told that resume, which was done professionally, that it was too military. And I was like, well, we're looking at my last 3 years while I was a civilian working with the civilian contracting, but it really didn't matter because I was told, well, your experience doesn't match up with your education doesn't match your experience. So I started going to school, and I did a Chamber of Commerce meeting, and I met a local politician As a matter of fact, he's running for mayor now for the city. But anyway, he spoke
Fellow
of his
veteran.
struggles. Fellow veteran. That's right. That's right. He
Maureen.
spoke about his issues when he came, particularly to this area as well, and his struggles, and what I guess may have directed him to go into politics to try to make a change for fellow veterans. But for you, Chuck, I guess what I'm asking is, I did eventually get several degrees after that, but at that point, I was like, I'm gonna have my own job. I mean, work with Javier. I love this dude. I love all you guys, man. We're amazing what we're doing.
Thanks for being here,
But-
Roger.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm saying is, in that meantime, those new vets that's coming out the service, man, I mean, they really have the ones that have the transferable skills, like the ITs, they have the clearances. How do they get around that? That education not matching their experience, because truly, man, you think of someone who has a degree they got 15 years ago, we know that's not applicable to today's IT. So what do you do to help them? What's the process?
So I can tell you this. So Battle Buddies is in a transition right now. So I've been running it as a recruiting company. COVID hit. I was fortunate enough to have a contract for a telehealth company, and they rebranded it to be a COVID thing. So I was recruiting really, really high-end IT people, okay? And so there's a couple, I'll give you some inside information here. So you've got guys like me that are you ever been fishing? You've been on the water plenty, being in the Navy. So you got different kinds of fishing, right? You got sport fishing where you're actively casting and you're going out and you're pulling them in the boat, right?
Yep.
Here in Minnesota, a lot of people like to work the shores and go bass fishing or whatever. So I'm that active guy going out hunting, finding, seeking someone. Okay, so that being said, I, in that capacity, can be very, very particular on the attributes that I'm looking for. This company out of San Francisco that I was working for on this contract would tell me, hey, we want people that have got the bingo card covered like this, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, right? And they want this as complete as possible. So with the tools I have, I'm able to be very, very particular in filtering out everybody that doesn't have that stuff, okay? So being I do what I do, I have some leniency to say, well, you know what? I know that, like your case, 24 years in communications in the Navy or in the Army, it's changed a lot since I've been out, but I understand what that means to an IT organization. And I can probably sell the hiring manager that you should at least talk to this person and, bring them forward, okay? So I'm not the norm. I position Battle Buddies as a veterans first company.
Nice.
Okay, I go into my different databases I've got, veterans first, boom. When I exhaust that, then I'll start to cover that bingo card some more. Okay, so when you're the fish candidate, okay, you got to ask yourself, are you a good enough fish where some dude's gonna come by and snag you, off the shore underneath the dock? Or are you gonna be that fish that's swimming out in the middle of the lake and all of a sudden, there's a bobber that's got a hook and a line on it and a sinker and stuff, and you're like, oh, there's an easy meal, and boom. And that fishing, that likelihood of getting picked up in that scenario is a lot less. Okay, so I call it the bingo card approach. So when you're sitting there like that bobber, you never know when the hell you're gonna get a hit. Okay, so the other flip side of that is when you as a candidate have to take a proactive approach at trying to find a job. And what that comes down to is really crafting your brand to say, you know what, I might not have 2 PhDs, for example, but you know what, I've got 5 PhDs worth of experience, because the Navy life is like a 3x of normal life, right? So your 24 years is like, 75 years of experience. And when you can convey that message properly, that you've been in a senior leadership role, running an organization this big, responsible for these kinds of infrastructure build outs or maintenance of this equipment or help desk support, whatever those things are on your, your OERs or NCOERs, or I don't know what you guys call them these days, but when you look at those areas of responsibility and tell the story. So when you're 25, like I'll just use myself, okay? 25
Right.
NCO, got out, no transferable skills as far as hard skills go. I didn't know how to sell the soft skills. So that's a tough transition when you don't have somebody that's saying, hey, you'd be a really good operations manager, okay? Even though you're a meteorologist, that was my last job, you'd be a really great operations guy because, you could get your guys to behave without having to give them Article 15s, and they would do stuff without having to be forced to do it, and they acted right. And when you guys would deploy, you had all your shit out there in the field, right? And you got it back home, and everything was accounted for. So no two situations are the same. It's when you're past probably 30, let's say, the point where there's a decline in education requirements, because your experience at 30 should start to erode, a bachelor's degree for most places. When you're 40 and you've got enough leadership experience, the need for a master's degree. This is outside of certain fields, right? Anything scientific's going to want that stuff. Teaching, they're going to want that stuff. But, if you're running a sales organization or an operations or an IT shop or whatever, they're not going to be as particular on that stuff. So it's force multipliers, right, Javier?
Yes.
You click you switch it to the full auto position.
Cool.
It's so your force multiplier when you're 40 or 35 is your personal relationships with people that care about you. And when you can find somebody that you can talk to, your likelihood of having a really good conversation and someone liking you, because you want to like them just as much as you want them to like you, it's going to lead to workplace satisfaction. So that really well-written resume, you should have it, but it's not as critical. If you're going to depend on your resume, that thing better be written like Obama's speechwriter wrote that shit, back when he was campaigning, because that was like, whoa, this is crazy how this guy's got this stuff written. I mean, you got to blow people away. And the likelihood of that to just depend on that one thing, that's a failed strategy, but it's necessary. I don't know if that answers your question.
It does. It does.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
it gave
no
me
problem.
the process also of what you utilize to place the veterans. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome what you do. Thank you.
No problem. All right, what else we got today?
Ted Scale Garage and Rocky joined us.
Hit that donate button, boys. You're keeping these vets from getting into this hobby. I mean, we were talking about rock bouncing, rock crawling, off-road, all kinds of cool stuff beforehand, and you're opening up a whole new world. Every dollar counts. I don't care if it's $1 or 10 grand.
Amen. Thank you,
Yeah.
brother. Thank you, Chuck, bro. Chuck, he knows his stuff, off-road stuff. He knows that.
Keeping that in mind, I'm going to throw down the link for the GoFundMe. Don't forget, we still got the raffle going on for the bodies.
Yes.
Yes. $10 a ticket.
We're almost done with that, so
Yes, we almost done with that, guys, so we can close that raffle. And we, you guys know everything that we get here is gonna go towards future veterans giveaways, veterans builds.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you, Battle.
Thank you, Alan.
So who we got next? Thank you, guys. I see more guys. JP, thank you for your service, brother. Thank you for your grandson's service. He's in the Marine, man. Thank you, brother.
Nice.
Appreciate you guys. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff, that amazing stuff that Battle Buddies USA does.
JP, have your grandson come hit us up over on, scroll up in the chat a bit and get him on the Facebook page. We will, there's 45, 50,000 people waiting to help him out.
Cool.
They're almost all vets.
Yeah, put that link up, guys. One of you guys. There you go. Thank you, brother. Cool. Yeah, so what's the next question? You have more questions, Roger, before we go to the next person?
Wow. I did, but I think Chuck, man, this guy is so thorough. That seems to be a passion of his because he's clearly taken us through the journey. I think, well, I know he's answered my questions, and I'm really impressed with that. I can't really think of any more of questions.
I mean, Roger, the thing is that, the situation that you threw at me, a lot of guys think they're alone with that.
Yes.
That is the norm. That is 99% of the guys that walk through the door.
Yes.
So anybody that thinks that, is feeling that way, that's normal. That's okay. But
I'm sorry. One problem that I did see though is my post-bat is in HR. There was a lot of times the resumes of the vets, it was written right, but for some reason not having those key words, it was never even considered for interview. What do you guys, do you talk to the hiring managers, or do you sometimes ask the hiring managers to give the veterans 6 months to get certain certifications? I mean,
okay, so Javier,
Cool.
when there's a bad guy behind the front door, what do?
Oh, hell no.
You make a back door, right?
Hell yeah.
Right? You blast it open.
all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
So
Let's do it.
exactly. So the thing is that HR is a necessary evil component of the hiring process. Period. End of story.
That's
You
right.
know. So one way that you can actually become their friends, even though they're usually the Karens of the organization, right? And I say that in the utmost non-respectful way possible. No, I'm joking, obviously, but so if you think about this, the average HR person is they're getting the benefits ready for next year. They're keeping, they're juggling a lot of stuff and hiring and interviewing and sending offer letters, and all of these things are a big component of their job. Okay, so there's a funnel that you have to think about. So if let's say that you're hiring for three IT help desk positions. Okay, so you start off with this funnel, and by the time you're posting on Indeed or whatever has 300 in that funnel, all of a sudden you whittle that down, and let's say that you want to read 10 solid resumes per posting and get that in front of the hiring manager, and then they're going to say select their best 3 or 5. Okay, then you hand that back to the HR person. They call, they get the interview time set up, and then heaven forbid that the hiring manager's schedule doesn't change, because corporate America, the boss always wants to talk at the most inconvenient times, right? So you're juggling all of these things, and it's a big, huge pain in the ass, okay? So if all of a sudden that 300 becomes 200 because, Roger, the hiring manager, got one on his own, you just relieved Karen of a big headache, okay?
That's right.
So when you can come through the back door and all of a sudden Roger's like, hey, I forgot to let you know, my nephew's buddy that I've known since he was 7 playing Xbox, so, when I go over Christmas or whatever, he just finished college, he fits the guy that I need, and she's going to have this look of relief on her face. Okay. So, always, if you know someone in a company that you want to be working at, you talk to every single one of those people, because there's a lot of incentives for those people that work in those companies to bring you on. I was talking to a VP at a bank today, like I was saying, he said any employee that brings in a salesperson gets a $5,000 signing bonus.
Wow.
So, you got 5,000 reasons to go bring someone to Roger, right? And that should give you an idea. There's usually a budget, a talent acquisition price tag put on what does it cost to bring on someone in this department? And that number is anywhere from 15 to 30% of their salary one time. Okay. So if you bring in a 6-figure guy, even at 15%, and they give you 5, you save the company 10K, right? Plus you save the Karen we were talking about a ton of time. So the best strategy, if anybody that's watching this is not on LinkedIn, we've got a whole bunch of stuff cataloged on the Battle Buddy page on how to set this stuff up. There's a couple key things that I want to let people know is that if I'm connected to Javier, but not to Roger, if I see Roger works at Accenture where I used to work, okay, I can actually send Roger an in-mail for free because he's connected to Javier. So the larger your network and the larger that person's network is, the more likely you are to get to someone within those companies. Now, there's a financial perspective that's typically on the table for these people. But you know what people really like to do, especially with vets, is they understand that we've got some problems in our community. And they know that getting them a job, helping them get a job, or helping them talk to somebody, or giving them advice does the vet a lot of good. People are always willing to give their grandiose opinion on everything, right? So when you call and want to say, hey, I'm really interested in this job over at Accenture, you're better off saying, hey, I see that you guys have got several jobs posted on Accenture, and I want to get your perspective on why I'd want to come over there. And here's what typically happens. This happened to me. One of my buddies at Polaris brought me into a group that I didn't even know existed, okay? And I loved it. It was a perfect fit, is because that person's going to have insight as to stuff that's coming up, and they're going to understand you better than you understand yourself. You know what almost every vet says? I want one of two things. I want to help vets, or I want to go work for a defense contractor. Yeah. Roger, was your first job your transition to defense contractor?
You're right. It was
there we go. Right?
Comfort. Yeah.
Right? And 92% of people quit their first job within a year after transition because they find they're not happy. So when you get out, your job hunt, even the day you get started, your job hunt's just begun. Because statistically speaking, you're going to be looking in 12 months. Wow. So I'm sorry, did I answer your question on working with HR? You use the side door, the back door, you blow off the roof. It doesn't matter. You can halo in. You can do whatever you want. You can UDT, to use a Navy term, right? The SEAL light, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of approaches. The front door is typically welded shut.
Cool. Bravo Zulu, Chubb.
Yeah, cool. I have no idea what the hell Bravo Zulu means. Some Navy stuff. Sorry.
That's why I said it. That's excellent, man. Thank you,
brother.
All right, cool, man.
Thank you, Roger. So who's next? Who we got? Got questions, Sneakies?
Real quickly, thanks RC Workbench for that donation earlier. And the tank showed up. I know there's a few other people. Thanks so much, Particle Man, for being here, you guys. We really appreciate that.
Thank you, my brother.
Everybody.
Appreciate you guys' the support.
Desert Badger, I know there's a few of you guys who showed up. We didn't get to say hi.
Desert Badger, fellow veterans in the chat. I love that. I love seeing all my brothers. I love to see all of you guys. RC brothers and military brothers. Well, thank you for the support. So Rich Holman, Sneakies RC, man. Go for it, man.
Honestly, you know what, Chuck, you have been outstanding. I mean, as far as we had questions, and you've pretty much covered all the questions.
You know what's the answer I got for that? U.S. Army, baby.
Cool. Yeah. Oh,
great.
Hey, dude. Hey, if you just need shit to like get wrecked, you send in the Marine Corps, right? Then when business has got to be done, it's when you send in the real men.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from the Marine Corps. I mean, when it comes to just laying down suppressive fire and stuff, they're good. They're really good. But don't expect them to do anything other than, do this deal. That's about it.
We love my brothers. There's a bunch of Marines guys in the chat. We love you, brothers.
0311. gets it done. Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
Amen. Thank you. To
Yeah,
all.
I was looking through the list of questions that I had written down, and honestly, Chuck, you pretty much covered them all.
You know,
And
I can. So there's one thing that I really want to stress for guys. If you aren't talking to one new person per day, you got something wrong going on. You should have one fresh person in your funnel every single day. There's a book that we are huge advocates of. I'm in the middle of writing a book myself that gets into a lot of the stuff that we chatted about here. But just, people, they get stressed about networking, the word networking. Oh, I've never done that. I get orders, comes from out on the East Coast somewhere, right? It's networking is just you talking to someone for a very short time, 15, 20 minutes, and, kind of going over your background a little bit and letting people know your intention and just asking, who do you know that I should be chatting with? And people will help you. They will help you every time.
Definitely, Chuck. And I say it again. Thank you for what you guys doing. The more people that know what you guys doing, sharing what you guys do, the best, because our military guys, they're gonna know, at least they have somebody to help them out and at least guide them in the right direction. From us here in Operation 11 Charlie, we're gonna always keep sharing what you guys do. So we're gonna keep mentioning Battle Buddies USA, because we appreciate that, man, very, very much, man.
Yeah, this is, we'll call it a SOFA agreement, right?
Cool.
So, I want to promote your guys' operation. You guys are doing the right thing over here. We got to get more of these guys into, I mean, obviously you guys are passionate about, RC, but if it's lifting weights, running groups, it,
Anything.
doesn't matter what it is.
Yes.
Get a hobby,
Yes.
go do something, have a purpose,
Yes.
have something to look forward to, and send these guys some more money, guys.
Cool.
So more people can get into this thing. I haven't seen that little donate button pop up for 5 minutes. This is ridiculous.
Well, we love Chuck. We gotta bring Chuck every month.
I know, right?
I was gonna say, Chuck is you definitely passionate about what you're doing, which is excellent. And that level of passion is, I think, something that we truly appreciate with 11Charlie RCs. We're passionate about what we're doing.
Cool.
And the main focus is supporting the vets. And that kind of passion for supporting our vets it's priceless. And I love the energy that you bring, man.
Yeah.
It's absolutely awesome.
We're rolling that boat together.
Amen, brother. Definitely
for you, Roger.
Definitely. This is what we do here, trying to bring awareness to our veterans, man. There's people out there that we are here to take care of you, So
and don't forget everybody that's in the chat to get over to Battle Buddies USA YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button.
I really want to get our YouTube channel built up too. You guys are. We need to talk after this.
Sure,
get some
brother.
hints.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. Feel free, Chuck. Reach out anytime. We are here for you. You're gonna see some people. Anybody has any other questions for Chuck? Anybody on the chat? So you're gonna see some people jumping in here on the chat. Don't get scared. So we got your 6 battle.
Yeah.
So definitely, Chuck. Feel free, man. Anything that we could do to help you out, we're here for you, man.
Let's drop the link to his channel.
Yes.
He's got 56 subscribers, so if you can get him up there.
Dude, I came out the gate swinging. I had 50 in the first 24 hours when I published it, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be at 1,000 by the end of the weekend. I'm going to take more work or strategy or something on that.
There you go, guy. Go ahead and show some support to Chuck. Chuck and what Battle Buddies USA, what they do, man. I appreciate that very much, man. stuff like this, Chuck, we want to do more often, bring organizations that help out veteran. And that's not just RC related, but bring organizations here that will guide veterans, any help that they do, any good information that we can bring here to the veterans community, military community.
So I'm going to plug one of my buddies' places, if you guys don't mind. It's Objective Zero.
Sure,
They're
sure.
in the same mindset we are, helping
Yeah.
vets anonymously.
Cool.
I'll put that in the chat too here.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, we'll do. We take care of them. I'm gonna see.
RC Bandit just subbed.
Here you go. So
Nice.
So make sure, guys. Let's show some support for Battle Bullets USA. Check that link out, man. We're very grateful for what you guys do, man. And if you see, you see that, guys, so you could post that on the chat for
Yeah.
Chuck.
Oh yeah, he's got it. He posted it up there.
Zero.
He's got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
there you
on
go. Yeah.
He's on
Yeah,
it.
they were even on the Today Show here on Veterans Day this past year. It's pretty great guys, really great guys. They won some like Army like Technology of the Year thing or something like that a couple years back.
Wow.
So it's whatever that award is that they've got, they've been recognized nationally. So yeah, they're always speaking at Amazon and Microsoft, all those big boys. So they're doing real work over there.
Oh, that would be awesome. And so somebody from there, we're gonna try to reach out, see if we could get.
Yeah, I'll have Justin. I'll connect you with him.
Awesome.
Get him on
That
here.
Absolutely.
Hey, watch out though. He's another CIB guy, dude. You
Oh,
love
Lord.
Bravos. Only
Awesome.
have so many in a room at once.
There you go. We cause trouble, huh?
Exactly. Break shit.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome, guys, man. Chuck, feel free. You can stay here with us. We usually do our show until 10 o'clock. So if you don't have to go, if you don't want to, we're going to have more people coming in, and we're just going to start talking RC related stuff, you know?
Yep. I'm going to drop if you don't mind. I appreciate you guys inviting me. You know, hey, anybody that's watching, drop $1, $1,000, whatever it is in there. Get those donations up. This is bad. They told me they were going to raise 10 grand tonight if I came on here, and they're not even close. It's unbelievable.
Thank you, Chuck, my brother.
Right, man.
Appreciate you. Bless you, bro. What you do and
Thanks for being here.
what you guys do, man.
Thank you so much, Chuck. And I will definitely be staying in touch with you. And
Amen.
we definitely gonna have you come back on the show for sure.
Amen.
Cool.
Please.
Hang out and
Yeah.
and
Maybe that'll be my next obsession is RC cars. Who knows?
There you go. Hey, we got your 6. That's what we're
I
here
was
for.
gonna say, I think
Hey.
Chuck might need an RC car.
yeah.
Yeah.
Operation 11Charlie, baby. Cool.
Yeah.
Sneaks up on you.
Take care of you, brother.
Hey, I'm not even gonna show you the RC car that I got in the basement for my son.
What?
40 bucks.
Oh,
It was like 40.
man.
Dude, it was like $40 on Amazon. I don't need any more heckling, okay? And the battery when he used it the first time, I had it plugged in the night before, and I think he got about 5-6 good minutes out of it. And I was like, what the hell's going on here?
Well,
Jeez.
we gotta hook you up, bro. We gotta hook
Yeah.
you up.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right, well, it's good meeting all you guys. Take care. See ya.
Take care,
Thank you,
brother.
brother.
Thank
Later,
you.
brother.
Really, brother.
Awesome, man. That was